Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. This is not Wicked Wednesday. This is this is there's no word that starts with th that would work with it. Anyway, this is a random stream on Thursday. This is an idea that I kind of thought about because I've been getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh, and I thought, how can I possibly combine the things that I love? How can I combine Yu-Gi-Oh with comics and drawing? How can I do that? And eventually, I rolled over the idea where, hey, what if I made my characters into Yu-Gi-Oh cards? And then the idea came further. Wait a second, I know another comic book artist who's very good at drawing and loves Yu-Gi-Oh. Why don't I invite him on board? So this stream kind of came about, and it comes at a time where we're sort of in a stream drought as far as shows we've been on, because indie comic empire is kind of dead, I think. But we'll see. But yeah, well, I'm talking about, of course, who am I talking about? I'm of course talking about Andrew Rowland.
Hey.
Well,
yeah, so love Yu-Gi-Oh is a strong word as of this moment.
Yeah, and that's one of the topics we're going to talk about in this stream. We're going to talk about, like, the state of Yu-Gi-Oh. We're going to talk about like a possible reboot, and I've got some visuals to go along with it.
Yeah.
But I'm probably going to be doing less drawing this stream because I'm going to be kind of, I'm managing the show. But
Yeah. But
that's basically one of the topics, and then the other topic is like, what got us into Yu-Gi-Oh? What's our favorite decks? Why do we like it, and stuff like that. So,
and we also
get ready for nerd stuff.
Yeah, and we also got a lot of like Warner Brothers animation news.
Yes,
coming out this week. So there's a lot to talk about here.
Yeah, some good, some but it's
but
interesting. It's interesting to talk about nonetheless.
But in terms of like drawing our characters as Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like like for of clarification, like am I drawing my characters in how Konami would draw them, or are they cosplaying as Yu-Gi-Oh characters?
I think tell you what, one of us will try to draw the characters in the Yu-Gi-Oh style, and then the other one will draw their character in Yu-Gi-Oh, like a Yu-Gi-Oh character clothing or whatever, like a cosplay, like you said.
Right. So the cosplay is like, do they cosplay as a Yu-Gi-Oh monster?
I'm open for either a Yu-Gi-Oh monster or Yu-Gi-Oh character, a duelist.
Yeah.
Which would you rather do? Would you rather try and draw on the Konami style, or would you rather draw your characters dressed up as Yugi?
Like I would probably try like maybe Mel as like a Duel Academy student. Because he's got the blue and white.
Yeah, I got you.
And yeah, I could probably like come up with like his deck, and obviously since he's a superhero, like his deck would be the heroes.
Oh yeah, of course, which I have a feeling that's a spoiler to what your favorite archetype is, but
I do have other favorites, but hero is my number one.
Yeah, okay. Well, I will attempt to draw a little bit out of my comfort zone. I will attempt to draw a little more Konami Yu-Gi-Oh anime style, and I'll try and turn Miss Steel into Dark Magician Girl. So we'll see how that works. And I had to go with Miss Steel instead of Little Miss Steel because, I mean, look at this outfit. I'm not going to draw a teenager in that. I'm going to get in trouble with people, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to draw Miss Steel as Dark Magician Girl.
Oh, this confirms he's a lolly. This confirms it.
Yeah. I know there are certain people who hate anime. Certain people among us, but it's all right. It's all right. But yeah, so I guess the first question, let's go ahead and start off with what got you into Yu-Gi-Oh, man?
So I was I was aware of Yu-Gi-Oh in the very beginning. When Kids WB was airing it.
Yeah.
and I thought the dragons were pretty cool. But I never got into the playing aspect of the game, because I didn't know anybody who played Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I sometimes bought like a pack or two. My grandma like once bought me like the very first Kaiba deck.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, because like my favorite at the time was was Blue Eyes White Dragon. Because I thought that was like the coolest looking monster out of all of them.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. Everyone loves blue eyes and red eyes too.
Yeah, and so like I was made aware. I was aware of it, but I didn't really get into it not until Yu-Gi-Oh GX came out. And when I
Hmm.
saw that the new protagonist Jaden, that his deck is themed around superheroes, and you know, and I've always been a fan of superheroes, and I was like, okay, I'm hooked.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of a similar story, but I started with GX. I've never actually watched the original show except for like the first episode.
Yeah,
And the um the GX show, I watched it as it was airing, and I was hooked on that, man. I was so hooked on it, and that of course made me want to get the cards. And
mm,
then like I started learning how to play, but I didn't actually like learn the rule books. I learned from whatever school kid told me his version of the rules.
oh, I
So
can just
we
oh,
were
I can just
summoning stuff that could not be summoned. We were destroying
Oh, I
stuff
can
that
just
should not
summon
have been
Blue Eyes
destroyed.
White Dragon, just because they did it in the show.
Yeah, I summoned Pot of Greed and draw two cards. But let me ask you this. This is kind of a funny story that I'm sure a lot of people can relate to, possibly you as well. Did
Mm.
you have to uh did you have to convince your parents that this game was not demonic so you could play it?
I don't think I ever had that conversation with my parents. Um, yeah, but I was aware of the oh, like I also went to a private Christian school.
Mm.
So this was during the Pokemon craze.
Yes, yes.
And there were like shows, saying that like Pokemon is a demonic, that it teaches like Darwinian evolution, which it really doesn't,
No, not at all.
because yeah, like a little lizard becomes a bigger lizard. Like that's not evolution. That's not Darwinian evolution.
That's just called growing up. We all
Yeah.
start as little lizards and then we become big lizards. But
And
but yeah, I had that experience where like my mom would watch me and my brother and my friend Landon playing the game, and then she would be like, "This looks demonic," and I'm like, "No, no, it's not." And she's like, I specifically remember she said, "Do you say you summon these cards?" Hmm. And I don't know why I'm giving my mom this voice, but
you
but I was like,
enchant,
"No, mom, no, we
you
play."
say
So
magic words to make it.
so
Well, you
I
you
told
gotta
her,
you gotta do one time. When it comes to you know when it comes to the Wayne Dragon of Raw.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I had to convince my mom that we don't, it's not summon, it's play. Like I normal play or I special play. And as long as I played Yu-Gi-Oh at the house, I had to say play instead of summon. Otherwise I would get caught.
Yeah.
And I prayed that she would not ever find some of the cards that were legitimately demonic.
But these were the English cards, so a lot of the demonic stuff, was censored. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. All the pentagrams and religious imagery in general was like really just censored out of the game for us in America.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I
A,
mean, even the tombstone and foolish burial got changed from a cross
a
to a
regular
just a
tombstone.
regular tombstone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
yeah, because
we got into it with GX.
like even if it was Christian iconography, like they censored that out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It didn't matter.
Because they did not want to come off as like promoting a certain religion.
Yeah. That's rather woke of them. Rather woke of them. We don't like Yu-Gi-Oh over here, folks. They're not American enough. They need to be more American.
They come from Japan.
UAs, I like the UA
Best,
archetype. Very American, very sport ball.
but we do love our heroes.
We
Very
do love our heroes,
American.
folks, but not the woke ones. Not the
And
not
the
not the Marvel slop.
and and the ultra athletes because we love
The
sports.
Ultra Athletes, my favorite deck. I don't know why. I don't know why every time I do a stream, I do the Trump voice. I always end
Trump's
up
favorite
doing
deck. Trump's favorite deck would probably be the pot of greed deck.
it. Yeah, the pot of greed deck. It's just all pot of greed. It's 25 copies
It's
of
like a bunch
pot of
of
greed.
like different pot cards.
Yeah. Jar of greed, pot of desires, jar of avarice, folks. Can't forget that one. Oh, Jama Lime. That's specifically a YouTube
And
reference.
this Ojama looks a lot like my old friend Jeffrey.
my not my friend. He's my enemy. He plays Burn FTK. Hate that Epstein guy.
We hate that deck. Anyone who plays Burn is a terrorist. Is a commie terrorist.
We're banning them. We're banning them off the list, folks. What list? I'll let you decide. Definitely not the Epstein list. I have nothing to do with that one. The ban list is what I'm talking about, folks.
Someone please use AI to make Trump in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well, they don't have to do
sure
too much because recently there was an anime. I can't remember what it's called, but they had Trump and Obama in the anime.
That Baki.
Yeah, Baki, that's it. Yeah, they actually legitimately had Trump and Obama in the anime.
Yeah, there was a recent thing where where they made the ugliest Trump I've ever seen.
It's really funny. And then Obama, he doesn't even really look like Obama. I feel like Trump's blonde hair and just face is very easily recognizable. It's very easy to translate into a cartoon or anime.
And why didn't Trump use his Death Note?
I have the Death Note, folks. My Shinigami, he's talking to me right now. You can't see him.
You can't see him.
Cool.
Only I can see him.
I call him Kanye. We gotta move on from the Trump.
He says, whose ever name I read in his Death Note will automatically die of a heart attack in 30 minutes.
It's so good. I'm sorry, everyone who's tired of the Trump bit, but it's just so good. Once you start,
I could never get tired of it. And this is coming from somebody who loves Trump.
You gotta milk it, man. You gotta milk it. Yeah. So
that's the thing. For all it's worth, because it's not gonna last.
people who don't like making fun of the Trump voice and stuff like that, they're so butthurt because they support him or whatever. You gotta learn to laugh,
it's
man.
It's a funny voice.
You gotta learn to. It's hilarious.
It's fun, and basically anybody can do it.
Yeah. It's really easy. It's a really easy impression to do once you. Well, I mean, it's not easy for, I guess, if you're a woman, but if you're a dude, you can do the voice pretty easy. You just gotta learn his inflections.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, the next topic. So the actual, obviously, you got in the GX, you love Heroes. Did you build? Was Heroes your first deck you ever built?
Yeah. Basically, it was the first actual deck I ever built.
Oh wow, my dog is going crazy. Can you hear that?
I heard Heroes. What did he say?
This dog is going crazy. She's got the zoomies right now. She's going running back and forth to the house. There she goes again. There she goes.
I'm just like Superman's dog.
Yeah, unprovoked. She's got the ball in her mouth and she's running around, growling like a maniac. It's awesome.
Well, someone's not playing with her.
It's probably my brother's playing with her. Probably my brother lives with me.
Ah,
But yeah, she's going crazy, dude. She's going crazy. But yeah. So you said Elemental Heroes was your first deck. I couldn't really hear.
yeah, like that was like my first deck I ever built.
Now, was this back whenever the show was airing, or was this after like?
Yeah,
Okay.
that
So this
was
is
when
the
the show was.
old school Heroes deck.
Yep, old school
Awesome.
elemental hero, and in the card shop, they gave me the nickname. They gave me the nickname Elemental Hero Andrew.
Oh, that's awesome. Is that why that's your Twitter profile name?
Yep.
Dude, that's so cool. That's such a cool little piece of Andrew lore.
Like it was also meant to like like kind of meant to be sort of like like to make fun of him for playing the hero deck. But I just kind of accepted as like, yep, that's who I am.
You're like Megatron and Transformers Prime. To be called Decepticons is a badge of honor, for speaking truth is deception, and we are gladly guilty. But yeah, my experience watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, I liked the hero deck. I did like the hero deck, but my favorite deck from the anime was Ancient Gears. When he fought Crowler in that first episode. Ancient Gear Golem. He's such a goofy character, but his cards were so cool.
Oh, like, do you know who his English voice actor is?
No, not off the top of my head.
Oh, you're gonna love this. His name is Sean Schemmel.
That sounds familiar.
Look, hey, I'm Goku.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
That is so funny. Holy crap.
That is actually Goku.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Wow, what a range that guy has.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a good range. But I've never really been to Dragon Ball Z, so that explains why I didn't know that. But yeah, I love the Ancient Gear Golem cards. But my first deck was not actually Ancient Gear Golem. My first like real deck that I sought out the cards to build, not just like stuff that I just had that I randomly threw together to try and work. Like my first deck I actually tried to build was Gladiator Beast.
Oh yes, I love the Gladiator Beast.
They were so cool back in the day because, for those of you who don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh, the game is very complicated. But basically, at the time, there was only really fusions and rituals in the game. And we'll ignore rituals for the sake of this. Fusions could only be summoned by using a card called Polymerization to fuse them together, with rare exceptions. And Gladiator Beast were one of the first to say, skip that. Instead of using a card to summon them, you can just summon these fusions by just controlling the monsters.
Yep, and it's called Contact Fusion.
Yeah, Contact Fusion. And since then, it's gone through several different iterations where you banish them or you shuffle them back into the deck or whatever. But well, back then it was called Remove from Play. That's how old we are.
Yeah, so some would say Jaden's Neos was the first one to utilize Contact Fusion, but really no. It was Seto Kaiba, because of his
the machines.
Yeah, his XYZ monsters.
Yeah, that's right. He did use those before Chaz.
But they never actually coined the phrase Contact Fusion until Jaden did it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he definitely used the mechanic more than Kaiba did.
Yeah.
Like that was more of Jaden's thing after was it like season 2 or season 3?
It was season 2.
Okay.
Like it was the season when he lost to Aster,
Yeah.
And that's when he gets his Neos cards.
Yeah, the Destiny, he lost to the Destiny Heroes.
Yeah, which I thought the Destiny Heroes were I thought the Destiny Heroes were cool. But I think Neos was way cooler.
Yeah, and they did something really unique at the time where they used to like there was a elemental hero flame wingman, and
Yeah,
then he shows up and summons Phoenix Enforcer using the same monsters. And I don't think that ever had been done before in Yu-Gi-Oh, where you could use the same exact monsters but bring out a different monster for
yeah,
fusion points.
like this brought in the idea that 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 there can be fusion monsters that use the same materials, but there are like alternate versions.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah, and and when the Destiny Heroes came out, like everyone was theorizing, design wise, what they were based on, and I always thought like, maybe they're based on like anti-heroes, like Hulk, like the Hulk or the Punisher. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
um, but recently there was like an interview done with like the animators of Yu-Gi-Oh GX, and and they don't really say what directly what the Destiny Heroes were based on. But they just wanted a hero archetype that surrounds the letter D.
Just every yeah, because every one of them start with the letter D. Every one of their names.
Except for Celestial for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, and malicious, I guess. Malicious
Yeah,
also.
malicious.
Well, dang, they failed then.
And uh, oh, and his ace, plasma. Which so do you know his original Japanese name?
Plasma. No, I'm not aware.
Bloody.
Bloody. That's so funny.
Yeah, so BLOO-D.
I love that.
But that sounds way too violent for a kids show. So they just changed it to plasma.
Yeah, yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh does like historically has really struggled to have that line where they'll have stuff like you are banished to a shadow realm forever, but yet like having having the word blood is too much, but being eternally stuck in a dark void for the rest of your life is totally okay.
And and like even in the Japanese version, like there is no such thing as a shadow realm. Like
Yeah, yeah, I remember hearing about that. That was entirely made up.
yeah, that was entirely made up for the dub. Because in the original Japanese, like it's literally just death. Like you're just gonna die.
Yeah, which makes the fact that they're playing a card game even more ridiculous. We'll decide our fates by playing cards.
Really, if you lose the duel, you lose your soul.
Yeah, yeah. But back then, I mean, like back then in the original show, again, I never really watched the original show, but I understand like it was less of like oh they're playing this for fun, and more so like this
This
is
is a
not a
life
joke,
or
this is not
death.
a game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is a life or death game, which I think has kind of influenced how Yu-Gi-Oh players play the game.
How so? How so?
Because like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players, like they are die hard competitive.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That is most certainly the case.
Yeah, they play the game, like it's life or death.
Yeah, yeah.
Where like if you're not playing like the best deck, you know, the, you might as well just go to prison.
Yeah, there's certainly some people like that. The people I play with don't seem to be like that. There's some guys who play some non-meta stuff that are pretty good. Fun fact, I actually ran into another guy at the tournament last week where he was playing Ancient Gears. He was playing the same deck as me. And I was like, there's no way, because I heard him say Gear Town across the room. And I was like, did you just say Gear Town? So like, what are the odds?
Somebody say boom.
Somebody say boom. Oh man. But but yeah, that's essentially like a lot I think you're right about that. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are like super diehard competitive, which is why I think the
And the weird
competitive
thing
scene is still
is,
alive.
and the weird thing is that Yu-Gi-Oh is the only TCG that doesn't do cash prizes. So they're hyper competitive over a game that doesn't give you anything for winning.
That is hilarious. But I mean, that tells you right there, it's for the love of the game. It's 100% for the love of the game.
Yeah, but it won't get you bitches either.
Look, man, we're nerds, all right. We're nerds. We're not getting those. We're not.
We were never gonna get it anyway.
We're not Kaiba, okay? Kaiba, he can get it because he's cool. But anyways, besides that, Gladiator Beast, we kind of got torn off subject, but Gladiator Beast was my first deck. I was losing to my best friend Chris. I kept losing to him because he built Blue Eyes. He watched the original show. That was his first taste of Yu-Gi-Oh. So he built Blue Eyes, and he ran that deck all the time. If he played it now, he would still play Blue Eyes. But he was constantly beating me because it was 3,000 attack, and I didn't have anything that could run over 3,000 attack. I had no way of doing it. So I got the Gladiator Beast. Yeah. And I got the Gladiator Beast and started slowly but surely building those cards and learning how to play them. And eventually, Gladiator Beast deck. Eventually, finally, I was able to beat him. And from then on, like I kept building that deck. Like every single like generation of the game would come out. Like the new cards would come out. I would get those new cards and add it to the deck. And that was my deck for a long time. I haven't rebuilt them in a while, but I do plan on rebuilding them again for like the modern era because I did get some new support.
Yeah, the new like Larry's got like they got new support from Supreme Darkness. That was the one that came with the new evil heroes, which I thought was very fitting because like I get new support for two of my favorite archetypes.
Yeah. The evil hero stuff is really cool. The Destiny hero stuff, all the hero stuff, I think is really cool. The mask heroes, I remember when those came out, I got a structure deck for them. Yeah, and that was the only hero deck I played was the mask hero.
And we also got new support from them, and we finally got the main deck ones.
Oh, nice. I'll have to check that out. I haven't looked up all the decks I used to play since I've started getting back into the game. But yeah, that was a really cool sub archetype.
Yeah, the mask heroes like they came from the GX manga, and the mangas are very different from the anime.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that they're free of censorship there. They can do whatever they want.
No, like the whole story is completely different.
Oh really?
Like even Jaden's Elemental Hero deck is different.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, like his ace in the manga for a while was called Elemental Hero Terra Firma.
Oh yeah, I know that card.
Yeah, that was his ace in the manga, and there was a point where he actually loses to Chaz, Chaz in the manga just has like a generic dragon deck, and after that, Jaden decided to build his own deck called the Mass Heroes.
Oh, okay.
And the Elemental Hero deck that he uses in the manga is not even his. Like he doesn't
really.
Like he doesn't really own the deck.
That's crazy.
He borrows it from his very close friend Koyo Hibiki, and he's like a professional duelist, and he plays Elemental Heroes.
Huh. That totally changes Jaden as a character.
But Jaden did also have his own Elemental Heroes, and it was basically his original anime deck. But after they dueled, Koyo Hibiki fell into like a Shadow Realm coma, and like he was allowed to borrow his deck for Duel Academy.
That's just totally different from the anime. I had no idea it was that different.
Yep. Yeah, the story is very different.
Yeah. Well, I have as soon as it will let me copy and paste it. There we go. Sometimes Discord is slow at letting me copy and paste images I put there. So this is the rough draft doodle of Little Miss Steele as Dark Magician Girl. I tried to give her Dark Magician Girl's eyes
Mm-hmm.
and facial features a little bit. So I'm gonna edit some of the stuff. This is just kind of the rough draft pencil doodle, but I
Yeah.
will fix everything in digital. But before I do that, what are your thoughts on the game currently?
Like I don't like how so back in the early days, like there were like basically like three deck types. There was there was like OTK, control, and like mid range.
Yeah, I can see that.
And now Yu-Gi-Oh has just become nothing but control. It's
Basically, yeah.
like it's like like you don't even need trap cards anymore.
No,
'Cause
traps are totally out unless you can activate them from the hand. Yeah.
or if you're playing like a like a like a like a trap based archetype, where
Oh yeah.
where they allow you to play traps, the turn the turn they set them, but
Which was really big a couple years back.
labyrinth.
Labyrinth. Oh yeah. Labyrinth. Yep.
Yeah, the yeah the yeah like you yeah like the fans favorite big titty monster.
Yu-Gi-Oh does have a lot of big titty monsters. That's true. That's true.
They always have to have like one waifu deck.
Yeah, like it's a necessity, and that's if I'm going to make one complaint about the game currently, I don't necessarily I don't hate the current format like the game is played in. Like I don't necessarily hate that a lot of the decks are basically like turn one or lose. Like I can play the game and still have fun with it. What I don't like is that a lot of archetypes just kind of blend in together now.
Well, like
Like,
for
go ahead.
me, it's that like only certain archetypes are going to be superior, while all other and even older decks like just can't compete.
Oh yeah, definitely not. Yeah. I mean that's the cycle of any game kind of where like a lot of your decks that were good in the past eventually are going to run out of steam compared to some newer stuff that just does things better that they did or what they do becomes less impressive over time.
What sucks is that even if they do get new support, it's still not enough to keep up.
Yeah, that more often than not, support waves that come in where they get new cards, like it's exciting because hey, your favorite deck's getting new stuff. But then you look at it, and a lot of times they kind of botch it. They just don't really do the best job at giving it new support, or they misunderstand what the deck needs to
Mhm.
compete, and it kind of just puts a kibosh on it. I'll say this with Ancient Gears. Ancient Gears are not a going first deck. I've managed to
I
make a
don't think they
build that
ever
can do
were.
decent and
Yeah, I
first
don't.
turn?
Yeah, I don't think they ever were meant to be a go first
Oh
archetype.
no, absolutely not. But that what Konami did was say, okay, well this is a going second deck. Let's just make more cards that make them better at going second instead of trying to force them into a going first deck. And I think that's made the deck better because in some cases there's really nothing the opponent can do whenever you're going second because they have a
Mhm.
card that completely shuts down all hand traps. Like pretty much every hand trap in the game can't do anything to Ancient Gears if you have managed to activate their Fortress Continuous spell.
Yeah, and I wish. Yeah, and that's another thing I hate about the modern game is the hand traps. Like, there's just way too much.
They're way too important, and the reason why they're important and why they're in the game at all is because the game is sped up to a point so fast that you as the person going second need to be able to stop your opponent from doing stuff. Otherwise they're just going to win automatically. You have to have some way of disrupting your opponent's combos before you even do anything. And it's because they've allowed the game balance to get so absurdly fast.
Yeah, but and like and what also sucks about it is that not every deck can play 15 hand traps.
No, no, no. And
Uh,
I don't even necessarily think that every deck needs 15 hand traps, but some of the best decks do be playing 15 hand
like
traps.
okay, like have you heard of Cool Tune?
Yes, I have
They
unfortunately
play
faced
like
them.
they play like 20 hand traps,
It's
and
because they're
all their hand
tuners. They're all
traps are
tuners.
tuners, and all
Yeah,
their
yeah, all the hand traps are tuners, and they can use them to summon stuff. It's very stupid.
yeah, cause I think that because I'm like that is just such poor card design. Like it
Yeah.
would be fine, because okay, so the Cool Tune tuners, you know, require a specific require a monster with a specific name. So one of their Cool Tunes, that's specifically named, plus plus another tuner,
Yes.
which is really generic. Which so if they really wanted to balance it out, it should have been a specific named Cool Tune monster plus a Cool Tune tuner.
Yes. But they didn't because they knew that this was going to be good with hand traps.
Yeah,
Either they knew it or they didn't know it, and they're like, "Oh God, what have we done?"
and
Which
the
wouldn't be
hero
the first time Konami's done that.
and the hero community, like, okay, like there are a bunch of people in in the hero community that wants heroes to be a go first deck so bad. Um,
I don't think that will ever happen.
um, but and and what they try to do, like trying to make heroes work with like 9 hand traps. And I'm like, no, it's not gonna work.
No,
Like,
it's a fusion deck.
Yeah, like like okay, heroes can run hand traps, but the problem is is the way they combo is so fragile that one hand trap just ruins the whole thing. You know,
Yes.
you know, you know, you can't expect to have like 4 hand traps and a Stratos in your hand, summon Stratos, and not expect your opponent to like do nothing.
Yeah, yeah. They're gonna have either infinite impermanence or Ash
Ash
Blossom.
Blossom,
It's
yeah.
guaranteed. Yeah. In fact, whenever I'm testing a deck on like EDO Pro, I don't know. Do you use that?
Uh, um, I do not. I use Yu-Gi-Oh Omega.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega. I've never heard of that one. I've heard of EDO Pro and Nexus. I've used both of those, but I've never heard of Omega.
Yeah, like it's like um Yu-Gi-Oh Pro, like I don't know how to update that app.
Okay.
But with Yu-Gi-Oh Omega, like it just updates for me automatically.
Yeah, that's nice. That's convenient.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this: whenever I'm testing my decks in EDO Pro, whenever I'm doing that, it's what I do every time is I test it against I test the deck against itself, and I run hand traps in the deck. And every time I'm trying to do my combos, I will activate the opponent me. I will activate hand traps to stop my own plays to see if the deck can survive it. And a lot of decks cannot survive a single hand trap. and that unfortunately
Except for
means that the deck is not very good, unfortunately.
Except for the current new ones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The new ones, and every now and then you get like an older deck that can still hold its own. But most of the time, you are going to be forced to play new decks, or decks that
That's what
got recent support that made them good, like Magnet Warriors. Magnet Warriors are really good right now.
Yeah, and like I used to be, I used to try like make a whole deck out of hand traps, and just draw five of them, and whichever hand traps you draw, like that's the one that like those are the ones that you're gonna have to try to go through. But you have to pretend that you don't know they're there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the other thing I'll do is once I get out of the testing phase, like that testing phase, I'll duel against the bots. And the bot has like it's kind of smart. It's specifically programmed to us to like certain decks.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's kind of just random what it
and you can
plays.
like just build like the best deck, and and try to duel against it.
Yeah, yeah, essentially that's what I'll try and do. And that way I don't see the hand, I don't know what the opponent is doing. And I've managed to build an ancient gear deck that can go first decently. It can break through a single hand trap. It can continue doing plays after that. And it can set up a board that's not amazing, but it's just good enough to get me to turn 3 so I can win.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's I've managed. I feel like I've managed to build Ancient Gears about as good as it's gonna get, and then after that, I'm gonna try and build a more meta deck. In fact, I already had some cards come in today.
meta sheep.
Meta sheep.
Don't
But
like meta sheep. Meta sheep are the worst.
back to the Trump voice. But the,
And
the
that,
deck is the deck is Fiendsmith. I don't know if you've seen anything about the Fiendsmith cards.
like I never liked the Fiendsmith cards. I never liked them.
They're extremely generic. They don't have to work with like they you can put them in almost any deck and they will work. That I mean they're a very small bunch of cards that just instantly work if you draw two or there are honestly three of them. You just draw three of the four main deck cards that you run. You can do a one card combo that will lead into like a really strong fusion with a negate effect. And I like it because it's fusion, but at the same time that deck is pretty broken.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
wanted to go ahead.
but whenever I get really frustrated, with the TCG and Master Duel, like I just go like to Duel Links.
Yeah, I played Duel Links for a while. I kind of got out of it because it was getting too expensive. It was too expensive to build the decks to keep
Yeah,
up with the meta. But
like I really like Rush Duel.
Rush Duel, see that's about in a bit here a little bit more because I haven't really played Rush Duel. I know the mechanics are mostly similar, except you just can normal summon as many times as you want. Is there anything else unique about that?
Okay, so what I really like about Rush Duel is like how they do their card designs. It uh
Oh yeah,
um,
the look of the card is great. I love it.
I love how it looks.
It is
Um,
amazing. I wish they would go that way for all cards.
yeah, and every card has a quote unquote requirement. Either send a card from your either send a card from your hand to the graveyard or send the top card from your deck to the graveyard in order to play an effect, and every card only has one effect.
That's much more manageable.
Yeah, so you don't have like these level ones that have like a bajillion effects.
Yeah. See, that's the thing about the Fiendsmith deck that I was just talking about. The best card in that deck that allows you to do the easiest one card combo, the best version of it,
It's
has
the
three
himbo.
different effects, and they're all absurd.
Yeah, it's the himbo.
The himbo, yes. But
and and
but yeah, that sounds interesting. That sounds far more easy to control.
and uh, um and they did add a mechanic, sort of a new mechanic to the game called maximum summon. A maximum summon. Um,
Interesting.
so so it's like think Exodia, but you summon him. Um, so in Rush Duel, very similar to Duel Links. You have 3 monster zones and 3 spell and trap zones,
Okay.
and and with a maximum summon, once you get your 3 pieces, you can summon that monster to the field, with the 3 pieces together. But that maximum monster like completely fills up all your monster zones.
Oh, okay. So it's a commitment.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like usually a really powerful big monster. Yeah, like a really big boss monster.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So like
yeah,
your blue eyes would go there or something.
yeah. So Yeah, so so you have to have the centerpiece, the right side and the left side.
Okay, that's
And
interesting. I like that mechanic.
and and of course they brought in fusion, and there is polymerization, but it's a legend card. And
Mm.
with legend cards, you can only have one copy of that card.
Oh.
So when Rush Duel first came out, the original rule was that you can only have one legend card in your deck, and a little bit later, they changed it to where you can have one legend card of each card type. So one legend monster, one
Spell
legend
monster.
spell,
Yeah. Okay.
and one legend trap.
Okay.
Um, and that's a little bit better. Blue Eyes White Dragon is a legend card, so you can only have one copy of Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Oh wow. My friend Chris would hate that.
Yeah, but they made they made Rush exclusive Blue Eyes cards where very similar to Cyber Dragon, that when they're on the field, like their names change to Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Oh, okay.
So that you can like summon, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's still possible.
And
Gotcha.
and but with their fusion, they made a Rush exclusive fusion card called Fusion, which
A
oddly
very
enough,
inspired name.
which which in the Japanese, polymerization's original name was Fusion.
Oh.
So it's not really, so you have a card called Fusion, but another card called Fusion.
just with a different American name.
But the only difference is that with polymerization, you could use materials from your hand or field. But with what I call Rush Fusion, you have to use materials on your field.
Okay, yeah, so it's a little more restrictive.
Yeah, and then a little bit later after that, they finally introduced Contact Fusion, and this is what I love about it is that so they did add the elemental heroes to Rush Duel, and especially
Nice.
especially the Neos cards, and they made Rush exclusive Neos fusions, and on the card text it says this you can contact fusion this card by returning by shuffling the materials on the field into the deck. Like it actually uses the word contact fusion, which I wish
Oh,
it would do.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Yu-Gi-Oh could like the company and the game could benefit from adopting words from the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I'm sort of tired of it saying you can only special summon this card from your extra deck, but it was like, no, just say contact fusion.
Yeah. It would save a lot of card text. And that's one of the things I want to talk about moving on to the next subject. I'll take a little break from drawing to show this. I have
more
I have
thing.
proposed go ahead.
But and here's the best part, is that recently they introduced rituals.
Oh, okay.
But here's the kicker: rituals do not go in your main deck.
They go in your extra deck?
They go in the extra deck.
That's crazy.
But the thing is, like, I kind of wish the rituals were originally an extra deck mechanic.
Oh yeah, they'd be a lot easier. They'd be a lot better to play.
Because, like, if you remember from the original show, like Yugi didn't have Black Luster Soldier in his hand. So where did Black Luster Soldier come from?
Yeah. It probably was originally supposed to be an extra deck, and maybe they just changed it for the last second. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it was probably because at the time, they had it was originally called Fusion deck.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I have a few old cards that say Fusion deck still.
And it wasn't until the 5Ds era where they changed it to extra deck.
That's right. Man, I forgot about that.
And I kind of wish they changed it, to where rituals were to be an extra deck, an extra deck mechanic, but it's kind of too late now.
Oh yeah, it's definitely too late. And I mean, whenever you think about it, the XC's mechanic is kind of basically rituals. They have like specific levels that you need to make, and synchro's kind of the same way too. But the difference between those is that you can't use materials in your hands compared
Yeah,
to
but if
rituals. So
yeah, but if you think about it, Synchro, Xyz, and Link, they're all basically just different variants of contact fusion.
yes, yeah, they're all effectively the same thing, but just slightly different requirements.
Yeah.
But since we're talking about a different type of Yu-Gi-Oh, I have proposed an idea
Mhm.
for a Yu-Gi-Oh reboot that would entirely reboot the game. They would reuse the same card artworks. They would reuse some of the effects and stuff and all that, but they would basically just say, "All right, the old format, you could still play that. We're calling that the legacy format, but this is going to be new Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever." And we're changing some of the rules to make the game simpler, but not too simple to make it dumbed down for babies. This is still a strategy game, but we're just taking out all the confusion. And I have made some infographics to go along with this. I think you'll enjoy them. So
Wait, that's a skill card.
I just used a bunch of different like card formats or whatever. I used Dueling Nexus to make all of this. And I just used like one of everything to try and put this together to make this visually appealing to the audience. So rule number 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Reboot. Every effect is considered a hard once per turn unless otherwise printed.
Okay.
That think about how many words on a card are used up to say you can only use this effect once per turn.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Like if you make that the definitive rule, like it doesn't matter. If the card like originally was a soft once per turn, no, like just make everything a hard once per turn.
Yes, yes. Like everyone has that understanding going into the game. Every time they read a card, it's like, oh, once per turn, you can discard a card to destroy a card on the field. Okay, that I can only do that once per turn. But if it says once you can discard a card to destroy a card, you may activate this effect 3 times per turn. Then it's like, oh, okay, well that's
Oh,
the
but if I
exception.
summon another copy of this card, I can just do it again.
Well, that's the thing. Like it would be assumed a hard once per turn, so you couldn't do it unless it said that, right? Unless it said that, so it would save a lot of time on the card because I think the biggest things, and feel free to disagree with me if you do, but I feel like
Mhm.
the biggest hurdles for getting new people into you every single card is a paragraph of text nowadays.
Yeah.
That's like hugely intimidating, and for especially for Zoomers who have the
And
attention span of an ant,
and
they're not
uh,
going to be able to read all that.
Gen Alpha and Beta.
Oh yeah, it's going to be even worse, dude. I fear for the future of this country.
But the thing is, but the thing is that like that's kind of what Rush Duel was meant to be.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like very very small, like everything just has one effect. Everything just does one thing. Sure, it does not have like the hard once per turn rule. Like everything is like a soft once per turn. You, you know, but you but everything just has one effect. Um,
yes,
and for some reason, like Konami just doesn't want to bring Rush Duel into outside of Japan.
it
Uh,
would be awesome if they tried that because I think there could be a future for that. I think there could be a legitimate
but
audience for that type of dueling.
like Rush Duel came out like basically like during COVID,
Oh
and
yeah, that's right.
and
That's right.
and and they were planning to release it worldwide. But we don't really know what really happened. But I think because of COVID, and I also think because of Due to the failure of Speed Duel, they kind of figured like, well,
Oh yeah.
if the West
Speed
doesn't
Duel.
even like Speed Duel, why even bother with Rush Duel?
I can understand that from a business standpoint. And I've talked with other players at the events I've been going to, and it seems like the ones I've asked about, the ones I've talked about Rush Duel with, have have said that basically it kind of, they don't like that it slows down the game or simplifies the game so much. They like the combos that you can do in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Freaks.
Uh, but and like for me, like I like the combos I can do with Yu-Gi-Oh! Currently in the game, but there's a lot of
There's
problems.
just too much.
It's too much, and it's too much reading for new players to try and get into. And not just that, but complicated rulings.
Yeah.
And I have a funny story that I'll get to whenever I get to the card that goes along with this. But that's kind of that's what I wanted to do with this little thought experiment. It's like, what if Yu-Gi-Oh! Completely rebooted and started over with the context of the game they have created now, starting from scratch with like saying, okay, we know how the modern game works, we know how the effects work. There's some mechanics that we can take out of the game to make it easier for new players to get into, and that's just kind of where this whole thought experiment started with me. So I will move on to part one. All of these are Doge pictures, by the way. So next thing, regular effects monsters can only have 2 effects.
Mm.
So this way, it's not like they're not a word salad, they're not a paragraph, but they can do a little bit more than the rush monsters.
Yeah.
Still controlled, but
Well,
just
well,
a
what
little bit more.
constitutes as a regular effect monster?
Just basically an in main deck effect monster.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like, so low level monsters can only have 2 effects. High level monsters can only have 2 effects.
Yeah. Well, they can, or they can have 1 effect and have higher stats. Kind of what I was going for. Like the more effects they have, the less stats they have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the other thing is to make approaching the reading easier, to separate them by bullet points, like I have here. You can instantly tell where effects start and where effects end. Compared to now, whenever I pick up a new card, I'm like, okay, hold on, let me squint so I can see this.
Yeah, so in Japan, so they do text a little bit differently,
Yeah.
because they actually use bullet points in their
Yeah.
in their card text. Which is what I kind of wish the TCG would do.
And see, the problem is, if you notice, by doing the bullet points, if you notice, there is the first effect line. There's a lot of space that's being empty because I'm forcing the bullet point to skip on to the next line. Yu-Gi-Oh! Cannot do that right
Yeah.
on the card to afford losing that much. That's the problem. There's too much text on these cards.
Yeah.
So that, I feel like by forcing everything to have every regular monster have no more than 2 effects, I feel like that allows the cards to, one, the text size could be increased, and with the bullet points, it can be more easy to read each individual effect.
Yeah.
So, next one. If you notice, this level 1 monster has 500 attack. This level 1 normal monster has 1,000 attack and 500 defense. That is because normal monsters should have higher stats.
Yeah.
Like the old days. Well, I can't even say the old days because there was normal monsters with like 200 attack. But it just seems like a no-brainer. If a card doesn't have an effect, it should have higher stat points. Like that just seems like a no-brainer to me. Give them something good to do. Like the Elemental Heroes, the original Elemental Heroes, in like this proposed Yu-Gi-Oh! Reboot, they would have higher stats. They would all have a stat increase to make up for the fact that they don't have effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing that I find really annoying, and maybe you don't, but I find this very annoying. Effects that don't target, but you handpick which ones you affect.
Let's see. Trying. Okay, so
So like an example. There's a card that I just got that's it's a Fiendsmith Desiree or Desire or whatever it's called.
mhm.
And its effect is once per turn, you can target uh cards on the field equal to the number of monsters equipped with it, negate their effects. But it doesn't say target. It says you just I can't remember exact wording, but it's basically like it doesn't. It says by all means you are hand picking the cards to affect with this. This is not a widespread all monsters on the field or all spell and traps, whatever. You are picking them out, but because it doesn't say the word target in the effect, it's not targeting. I think that's stupid.
Like, like I can kind of see with like targeting versus non-targeting because like it kind of forces your opponent to kind of think. Because like okay, so like Destiny Hero, Destroyer, Phoenix Enforcer, like
Yes.
his card destruction effect is non-targeting. So so once you activate the effect, like you can't wait for your opponent to tell you which cards he's going to destroy
Yes.
because it's non-targeting. So it's sort of like if you have a reaction to this, you better do it now because
Yeah.
otherwise
Yeah.
you're gonna lose something.
There is that level of strategy to it, and I recognize that's obviously why those effects are good. Also, it bypasses cards that are immune to targeting.
Yeah.
But the thing is for like I'm looking at this from like a new player perspective, and
Hmm.
like a new player playing this game saying, "What do you mean you're bouncing my card back to the hand without targeting? You're hand picking that one." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I can understand it being confusing for new players, but
Oh,
that
like
I mean I
I've also created like my own format, which I can tell later, until you're done with that.
yeah. If we got time, we can go over that for sure. But that's just me. Like I think that's a confusing mechanic. If not, like I can understand it and I'm fine with it because I know the game at this point. But for new players trying to understand that, like I can see that being confusing.
Yeah.
But the next one, the next rule, I forgot about that Doge.
Dude?
Agony. Only if, no when effects.
What?
You know the difference between if and when timing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That to me is dumb. I think everything should just be if.
Okay. Okay, so like Stratos would be if this
Yeah,
card is
instead of when, yeah. Because if you summon him at the end of a chain, his effect will not activate because you summoned him at the end of a chain.
or maybe that like Stratos would still have to be on the field in order for the searching or spell and trap destruction to to continue on.
Yeah. Like I think it's just one more confusing thing that you have to explain. Um, and it's it's getting to the example I'm going to give. It's part of the example cards. It's called Gear Town. When you destroy
Yeah.
it, you can special summon an ancient gear. Emphasis on when, because if you destroy this during a chain, you're not going to get it blown up. And if you activate another effect in response to it before you activate Gear Town, you won't be able to activate Gear Town.
Right.
And it's just another tedious thing that players have to learn, which is another mechanic that I think just doesn't need to exist in the game. But the chaining order I still think is important. Chaining
Mhm.
your cards in a specific order obviously is very important. That still has to exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Part 4. This Doge is saying, bro, that's cringe, bro. It's talking to us right now, talking about Yu-Gi-Oh on a live stream. But I would say, and you kind of hit the nail on the head where everything is very generic. I would say fusions, synchros, Xyz, all of that. They should, at the very least, be type or attribute specific.
Yeah, so like so like with Xyz, like it would have to be like 2 level 4 warriors.
Yeah. I feel like Synchros kind of started it. Synchros technically started it, but Xyz really got out of hand because everything, like every single deck, if it wasn't level 4, your deck was bad because you couldn't bring out all the generic rank 4s with good effects.
Yeah, because all the better Xyz monsters were rank 4.
Yeah, exactly. It was ridiculous. That was a ridiculous time of the game. And Synchros did it too because stuff like Stardust Dragon is generic.
Level
Um
8s were kind of like the more popular
oh yeah, of course.
synchros.
So I mean level 4s have dominated the game forever, but it especially started with Synchros and Xyz, and then it just snowballed from there, especially with Lynx. Which I will get to Lynx.
Yeah.
But definitely no like 2 for fusions, especially like no effect monsters as fusion materials. Like nah, make it specific. Make it make sense. This is a fusion. It needs to have like specific things to make it form this way. Like why is
Well,
it
well,
why is
I
it
kind of
generic?
like I kind of like like with the modern retrains of like Flame Wayman and Thunder Giant, where it's like it's 2 elemental heroes with different attributes.
Yes, but that's still specific to elemental heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have a problem with that. I just have a problem with like the stuff that says like
I like a little bit more because like, especially for my elemental heroes, I kind of like a little bit more versatility, rather than like no, it has to be Avion and Burstinatrix.
oh yeah, because no deck nowadays is going to want to run Avion and Burstentrix. There's not really any deck that wants to run those cards because they are normal monsters. But that retrain allows the card to exist in a way, but still be useful in the deck. So yeah, like I don't have a problem with that. I just have a problem where it says like 2 effect monsters or something. Like that's dumb. um, I would say that extra deck monsters with effects can have a little more stats than regular effect monsters in the main deck. And I would even say that certain big fusions can have 3 effects, but they got to have lower stats to balance it out.
Yeah.
I would say that would be fair. And Synchro is kind of the same thing. There's some terminology stuff that I'll get to later that I would change to make things a little more streamlined. But yeah, this Doge is very comfy, as you can see. Very comfy. This is actually
It's
Sheen,
fine.
not Doge. But Xyz, the stat calculation for like Xyz would be a little bit different because they're ranks and not levels, so it would be slightly different, but for the most part, it would be pretty standard, I would say. But yeah, moving on to Lynx. I think you'll like this one. Oh man, I can't even remember where I found this meme, bro. It's crazy. Lynx, I would remove these from the game. Thoughts?
I'm like, I would like remove like Link 1 and 2s.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that potentially being a good middle ground.
Because if you're gonna have Link 1s, they have to be like either like just normal links with no effects, or or they just don't exist at all, because like it's just way too easy.
Yeah, it's too easy. And think about how many Link. Go ahead.
Or the link material has to be stupidly specific.
Yeah. Because all of them that are being used in every single deck just say 2 effect monsters, or something, 2 monsters with different names, and it's like, really, like that's so lame. Like all these cards just they don't mean anything to me because they don't take any effort to bring out. Unlike fusions or synchros or even in comparison Xyz, but Xyz are stupid easy too. But this is like just there's nothing. There's no identity to it, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But my thinking is like, my reason for removing it is, one, think of how many Link monsters and other monsters that have been banned because Links have abused them, where they have previously been perfectly fine.
Yeah.
How many Link monsters have they made that have gone on the ban list and are still there? It's a large number. It is a
Yeah.
very large number compared to previous mechanics. And it's also just kind of confusing for new players too. I'm trying to, again, approach this from the perspective of trying to make this game easier to get into for new players, but still maintain the combo aspect of the game.
Yeah.
So, all right. So the next one, pendulums. What are your thoughts on pendulums?
I never liked pendulums.
I was never a big fan either. I think the pendulum summon mechanic and the fact that they go to the extra deck when they're sent from the field, only from the field to the graveyard, is very confusing for new players. Very, like, it was hard for me to figure out what these things did when they came out. I genuinely couldn't figure out. I had to have like people explain it to me multiple times.
Just
Maybe I was
want
just a
to
stupid
know.
kid. But yeah, the idea that I had was basically to rework pendulums to, instead of being like monsters that you can pendulum summon with, they are half monster, half spell, where you can activate them for their spell effect, or you can summon them for their monster effect, or if they're normal monsters, just use them for their stats.
Yeah, but they already are that.
Yeah, they already are that, yes. But they have the extra caveats that they don't go to the graveyard from the field,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
can
like that
summon them.
has to be getting rid of.
Yeah. I feel like that has to be getting. I feel like that has to be removed for pendulums to make sense for new players. I think it's. I think if this card was just half a spell and half a monster, and it said you can activate this as a spell for this effect, or you can normal summon or special summon this as a monster for its monster effect, I feel like it would be a lot easier. And the potential for this opens up the idea to monsters that are half trap
Yeah,
or half spell, half traps. And that could be, I think that would be really interesting. You could have a spell effect that you could use immediately, or a more powerful trap effect that you could set and use next turn. I think that would be really awesome.
yeah.
Konami, if you're listening, you cannot use that effect. That is now mine. I'm trademarking it. But yeah, and then I just made this again. I made this to go along with that for my notes. This
Yeah.
one, this was on Dueling Nexus. I don't know why they have a rainbow card. But I chose the rainbow haired Doge, and fittingly made the type hand traps are gay.
Yes.
So this is where it gets to the terminology changes. And again, this is a rebooted version of the game. So every card you know right now, consider it to be like rewritten or something to match the new rulings of the game or whatever. Discard now refers to all effects that send cards from the hand, deck, or extra deck to the graveyard.
Okay.
It kind of makes sense because
Uh, like I'm trying to understand what that means.
so like it, a card like a light sworn card that
Uh,
says when this is summoned, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Instead, it would say discard the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard.
okay.
Yeah. This is the main reason why I started doing this, was because I was looking up, I was trying to build like a Dark World deck, and I was looking up cards that discard. And there's so many cards that
Yeah.
say send a card from your hand to the graveyard, not discard. And that maddeningly does not count as discarding if it does not say the word discard.
Yeah.
And that was like my idea for this, was like, why are all effects that send a card from the hand to the graveyard discard? And then that got me thinking, like, okay, maybe deck can be, word can be used for deck or extra deck. Like maybe like they can make a different word for just those two. Just as long as it's consistent. Just as long as it's consistent and works with like other archetypes and card types that have mechanics specifically bound to discarding or destruction or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and this comes to this is my strongest argument for changing the terminology to be more consistent. My brother, my little brother, we
Mhm.
were both playing Yu-Gi-Oh at this time. It was around like 2012 or 2013, and he built a Gear Gia deck. Do you remember Gear Gias?
Yeah.
Yeah, he built that deck from the structure deck that came with the ancient gear cards and Gear Town, and he built that deck, and he managed to. He saw like a guy at school. He was like, "Oh, I want that card." And it was called Parallel Twister,
Mm.
and he's like, "I can destroy my Gear Town and summon an ancient gear monster from my deck by destroying Gear Town with Parallel Twister and destroying another card on the field. It's awesome." And so he's dueling me, or my friend Chris, one day. I can't remember exactly, but he was doing one of us, and he activates that to destroy Gear Town, and I have to explain to him it doesn't destroy. It says send a card you control to the graveyard.
Yeah.
That was his last duel ever.
Yeah. That. Yeah. 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 Like, yeah. Words actually matter in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes, to like an obnoxious degree. Like it, it is very stupid. And I'm not talking about like cost versus effect because I think that makes sense. I think that's a fine mechanic, like where it has to be, Dark Worlds had to be discarded by a card effect, not a
Mhm.
cost. So if you activate Lightning Vortex, that's not a card effect. That's the cost of Lightning Vortex to discard a card to destroy everything on the field.
Yeah.
Um, I think that is
Yeah.
fine.
Because then like everything just goes bonkers.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I think
This,
and I think that will just make the game worse.
yeah, yeah. I think that would potentially make the game worse too. Yeah. So like, I think making the terminology more consistent could have kept my brother playing Yu-Gi-Oh. But because I had to explain that stupid rule to him, I kid you not, that was his last game. He never
Yeah.
touched the game again. But yeah, so that's kind of the idea
Yeah.
with that.
And I sort of like wanted to create like a format that I think will make the game a lot more fair. Um, so I originally called it like Neo Genesis Neo Genesis format. Um, because like it does allow you to play every card available. But you just have to follow certain rules. But then I realized like no, I think like the format like needs a certain ban list. Um,
Mm.
because there are some cards that are just way too powerful, like no matter
Oh yeah.
what format it's in.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, for real.
so so I'm just for now I'm just gonna call it Roland format. Um,
All right, all right.
so and there are only 5 simple rules. Um, so monster cards with quick effects can only be used during the card owner's turn.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, so DPE can only be used during my turn. So not during my opponent's turn.
All the hand traps basically just don't activate.
Um, yeah, like it depends on because I don't think Ash Blossom is a quick effect.
It is. It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what about battle based traps like honest or honest Neos like
That's since been reprinted as a quick effect. Pretty much everything that's said during either player's turn has been reprinted to say quick effect.
Okay, yeah, then I say that doesn't matter. Okay, so okay, and rule number 2: no monster effects. Monster effects cannot negate cards or effects.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah,
That's a big
because I am sick of monsters like basically replacing traps.
Yeah, yeah, totally. That's exactly what it is. Like every single deck has to have like an omni negate that can negate anything in the game for free or a
Yep.
cost that benefits you.
Yeah. And
And I'll say this: there's some decks like Dark World that do it unique because their effect is basically when your opponent activates a card effect, you can change discards a card. That's
yeah,
creative and cool.
yeah, and rule what I wrote is these include hand traps that negate effects from the hand and monsters that can negate effects while they're on the field. Rule number 3: no floodgate cards.
Yes. Yeah,
So
those were annoying.
and so these include a continuous spell, continuous trap, or a monster with a continuous or lingering effect that imposes ongoing restrictions on one or both players' actions, such as limiting summons, attacks, effect activations, or any other mechanics.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
okay, so for example, like Destiny Hero Plasma. Um,
Yep.
so like you can play Plasma, you just have to ignore the one-sided skill drain part of his effect. So
Yeah, I gotcha.
the
Yeah.
only effect that he has, the only effect that he's allowed to use is it's like the sucking up effect,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's the only thing that he's got. Or like a Baron de Fleur.
Oh, yeah, that card's busted.
I hate that card. um,
Yeah. Well,
um,
the most obnoxious floodgate that I hated whenever, and it's unbanned. It's off the ban list now, which is crazy to me. Is the Thunder Dragon fusion?
Colossus.
Yeah, you can't search cards. If you go first, your opponent cannot win unless they have like Raigeki or something.
Or if they have a kaiju.
Or kaiju, yeah. Which, by the way, kaiju's. Oh man, that's probably one of the biggest mistakes Yu-Gi-Oh ever made was making those freaking kaiju.
It's a necessary evil.
It is because they've made the game this way. Like,
yeah.
their dumb answer to their game becoming overly fast and impossible to break boards is to make a mechanic that you cannot respond to.
And it's basically and that's why it has basically become basically in all like the only decks that are good are control decks.
Right, yeah.
Or combo, or they like combo into a controlling environment.
Yeah, for real.
And rule number 4: no towers effects.
Towers? Are you talking about the Cleefort card?
Yeah. So these include monster effects that have unaffected by card effects or activate effects in their text.
No, my Ancient Gear Chaos Giant. No.
This also,
please.
like this also hurts, like the Raid Raptor towers.
Yeah.
Because I do not like towers. Like I really don't like towers monsters. Because like because like you can't Raigeki them. Like you just can't destroy them. The only way you can kill it is with a kaiju.
Basically, yeah.
But most decks don't run kaiju.
A lot, if they do, they run it in the side deck. But I'll say this about Chaos Giant, Ancient Gear Chaos Giant. I'll say this about him.
Mm-hmm.
It is only unaffected by spell and traps. So it does have a weakness compared to others.
Doesn't matter. I don't like that. I don't like anything that says unaffected.
Well, I'm not playing roll-in format then.
And rule number 5: all burn damage is cut in half.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally justified.
And though I think I should add, like, this should also include like effects that say like your opponent must pay, like
yes.
Yeah, like stuff like that, kind of like that, that Despia Masquerade bullcrap.
Oh yeah. My friend Chandler was dueling me with a Dark Lord Despia deck, and he's some of that thing. I brought myself down to like 2,000 life points on turn 2.
Bleh, I hate that card.
It's crazy. It's crazy, dude. But I have noticed that where like where some decks would be like, okay, well, there's ways to prevent effect damage. Well, effect damage is not the same as you paying life points, which is another terminology bullcrap thing that would be confusing for new players.
Yep.
There's a lot of cards nowadays that instead of say inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent, it says your opponent pays 1,000 life points, and I'm like, what? That's
Yeah. But
cheating.
but if I can't do that, then the card will just basically be banned.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like I do have like a ban list, though it's not really finished. So the only two cards that I have that are banned are Delinquent Duo and Super Poly.
Yeah, Super Poly is another annoying card. It's
Yeah, because like I think Super Poly would be way too powerful for this format.
yeah. I mean, the only reason super polymerization is good is because there's fusions with generic materials.
Yep.
That's like the only reason the card is good right now is because you can throw it in literally any deck, and your generic 2 or 3 fusion monsters in your extra deck are gonna be targets for it. If you can afford the space, you can throw Super Poly in any deck and make it work.
Yep.
So it is one of those annoying things. But yeah, I like your format. I don't agree with the unaffected by card effects rule.
Too
For
freaking
my
bad.
Chaos Giant, I
Too
am
freaking bad.
biased.
Like it's all fair,
I am biased. I am biased. But
bro.
the
I'm losing I'm losing a lot of stuff from Heroes as well. Like
that's true.
like Cosmo Neos is basically just a regular beater. Because I won't be able to use like it's like for this turn like your opponent can just can't activate cards.
Yeah.
So so it's a necessary sacrifice.
Perfectly balanced as all things should be, Thanos.
Perfectly balanced as all things should be.
But to wrap up what I've got over here,
and one last thing is that this format will actually make traps matter.
Yeah, I think traps will be more important. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Though I'm not sure about trap-based decks.
Yeah, that would be. There's no way you'll know until you actually like test it somehow. But
yeah, but I don't have anyone to try it with.
And you can't even do it with the simulators because the simulators are all automated. So
yeah.
But anyways, I'll finish up my stuff real quick. A couple other terminology thing: quick play, continuous, equip, and ritual can also apply to monster effects. So like instead of an effect saying quick effect or during either player's turn, it would just say quick play : you can discard a card or whatever. Or continuous, monsters you control gain 500 attack. Equip, you can equip this to a card and it gains 500 attack, or you can unequip it and special summon it. It will basically just be the union effect, but it would basically before the effect starts, it would be a bullet point, quick play : what the effect does.
I see in the text like adding cards from deck or graveyard to the hand is now called search. Well, because like even if you type that out, like just saying add is less space.
Here's the thing: they don't just say add; they say add a card from your deck to your hand. Let me do the count real quick. Add a card from your deck to your hand. That's 9. That's 9 words.
All right.
Instead, I'm proposing it say search one card from your hand. 6 words.
Yeah, but you also have to count a letter count. Not just word count, but letter count.
You are onto something. I still think it would be slightly less words.
Because search is more letters than add.
We're doing good maths here, guys. We're doing good maths here, chat. But I still think it would be a slightly shorter with search. But this could apply to like the graveyard or banishment. Like you could just say search a card from your graveyard, search a card from your deck, search a card from your banishment. And I mean everyone just says search anyways. So if Yu-Gi-Oh is if like the company Yu-Gi-Oh is to like adopt any community for the terminology, I think search would be like the one that they should definitely do next.
Yeah.
So I mean, they changed banish. They changed like the banish pile to banishment
Yeah.
recently, and I think that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So all right, and then I've got some examples here of the using the new terminology and stuff in action. So like quick play, I'll zoom in so you can see it a little bit better.
Mhm.
Quick play, you can discard this card, semicolon. One monster you control gains 500 attack until the end phase. So you've got what kind of effect it is, what the cost is, and then what the effect actually does. Um, Continuous. Other synchro monsters you control cannot be targeted for attacks. That's just plain and simple. Equip. You can equip this card from your hand to an Xyz monster you control. It cannot be targeted by card effects. Um, ritual cards like are just going to be wordy in general, just because of what rituals need. Like
Yeah.
I try to make it as less wordy as possible, and even then, this first one's still just very
That's
long.
why they need to be an extra deck mechanic.
So true, so true. But I'll move on to the other one. On summon, discard 3 cards from the top of your deck. That would basically be every Light Sworn effect. This here's some other ones. Destroyed. Special summon 1 fiend monster from your graveyard. So instead of a card saying if this card is destroyed by an opponent's card, whether by battle or by card effect, you can special summon a fiend monster from your graveyard. Instead, just put destroyed. Special summon a fiend from your grave. So less words. So less words. And then just 2 more here. And this is where it can get more specific, like discarded from hand. Search a Dark World card from your deck. If this card was discarded by an opponent's card effect, special summon this from your graveyard. And you can make it more specific than that. You can say discarded from hand by card effect. By card effect? Card effect. Colon. Search, blah, blah, blah. So like the prefix or whatever, it's not a prefix, but it's like the preamble before it actually gets to the effect describes what the condition is. Like this is the condition, this is the cost, this is the effect.
Yeah.
Banished from grave. Your monsters cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. I feel like little things. I feel like I'm not, for the most part, I'm not making radical changes. I'm not making radical suggestions to completely change how the game works for the most part. But just some slight tweaks to the terminology and making things a little more consistent, I think can go a long way with making this game a lot more newcomer friendly. Because if we don't get new players playing the game, eventually the game's not going to last forever.
Yeah.
So that's my concern for Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that if they don't do something to address the problems with the game, that people won't keep playing it.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll ever truly die out. I mean, there's too many people who have, like you and me, who have played it from such a long time ago that we'll never fully abandon it.
Yeah, but you also have to remember, like, it's not going to last. Because we can only live for so long.
It's true, yeah. I mean, like, eventually everything's going to fall out of relevance. Yeah. The march of time stops for no one.
Yep. And and like, I just think Rush Duel should be the new standard. And I know all the Yu-Gi boomers are like, yeah, but that's not my Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, well, too bad. Like, if you want the game to keep going long before you're gone, like, you're gonna need to simplify the game more.
Yeah. You're gonna need to compromise and make the game a little simpler. Not like Marvel Snap simple. Marvel Snap is a very simple card game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever played that.
No, I haven't.
No, it's fun. I play it almost every day, just because it's a mobile game and I can just play it during my lunch break or something.
Yeah.
It's super easy. It's super like baby's first card strategy game.
Yeah.
But it's satisfying in a gameplay standpoint. So even if it is pretty simple, there's still some combos you can do and some fun deck ideas and stuff. And of course, you're using Marvel characters, so that's cool.
Yeah. I want to play Spider-Man.
Now let me ask you this:
Mhm.
what do you think about Magic the Gathering's sort of
Collab.
Fortniteification?
Like if that's what they want to do, I kind of wish Konami would do that. Um,
Really, really.
because like imagine like you know like like Marvel hero Wolverine.
Yeah, see, like I'm sort of against it because I feel like Magic the Gathering as a game has sort of lost its uniqueness.
Yeah,
I feel like
like
Magic sort of lost its
like
image
I
over
think
time.
collaboration is good every once in a while, but it just seems like like they're constantly doing collabs.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I call it the Fortnite of card games
Yeah,
because they're
they
basically
got
just always.
Avatar, Last Airbender. They got Marvel. I won't be surprised if they get DC involved. They
They
even
probably will, yeah.
have a collaboration with Godzilla.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Godzilla. I mean, pretty much everything you can imagine. I mean, my friend was showing me they've put like My Little Pony, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Transformers.
Have you
Uh,
seen this guy's videos? Where he makes these shorts. That's that they're like every Magic the Gathering tournament experience or every Yu-Gi-Oh tournament experience.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like My Little Pony. Fluttershy is my favorite.
But yeah, like that's like I think what I like is whenever Yu-Gi-Oh dips into the sort of parody route where they had Cosmo, the Cosmo archetype, which is
Yeah,
basically
like
a combination of
which
the Wizard of Oz and Star Wars.
well, the thing is that like all those cards are drawn by a DeviantArt, by a DeviantArt artist, and they asked her if she wanted to make her own archetype,
For
and
real?
yeah,
I had no idea.
yeah, that's the story of Cosmo, and she came up with and she came up with an archetype that was basically combining the lore of Star Wars and Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, see, like thematically, that's one of my favorite archetypes because it takes two things that are like wildly popular and says, what if they were actually the same thing? And then like instead of just being Star Wars characters in a Yu-Gi-Oh game, now it's look at this totally cool idea that we've made by parodying these two IPs. Like
Yeah.
it becomes its own thing.
Okay, so like there's an archetype that even when they first came out, like we knew what Konami was doing. And they created an archetype called Dragon Maid.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say Dragon Maid. Yep, 100%.
And like just their design is like, okay, Konami, okay, Konami, quit bullshitting us. Like you stole this from Kobayashi's Dragon Maid anime.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And it's a good deck too.
Oh yeah, like it's very Gladiator Beast like, because it has like a battle based mechanic, where a humanoid dragon maid during battle turns it into a big dragon.
Yes, yes. And they're little anime girls who are actually like 5,000 years old. Yes, yes. Continue.
I'm gonna swear, officer, she's legal.
Mike, cover your ears. Mike, if you're
So
here,
I think
cover
it'd
your
be
ears.
fun. Though I think it'd be fun for Konami to do is like maybe like sort of make like a waifu deck format.
Only
Where all
waifus
your
allowed.
monsters like have to be like have to look like women.
That would be the smelliest convention of all time.
Someone's playing Dragon Maid, someone's playing Cosmos, someone's playing Sky Striker. Remember, guys, she's 13.
That would be, I tell you, man, the stench would stick with you. Like you would be smelling it like weeks later.
Oh my gosh! Like, have you heard of the horrendous, like, okay, people have complained about about Yu-Gi-Oh players like not showering.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. They
It's like
complain about Yu-Gi-Oh almost
why?
as much as Melee players.
Yeah. Oh, like especially like that YouTuber I told you about he always makes that that one fart joke. I'm ready to play.
Yeah, to my local events credit, there's only been one person who smelled bad, and he was
Mhm.
only there one of the 3 nights I've gone.
And I assume they kicked him out.
No, I don't think they kicked him out, but he just hasn't come back.
Uh,
So I don't know if he's been kicked out or not, but
or or they probably had a private chat with him and say, "Hey man, if you're not gonna do your hygiene, like we probably we don't want you coming back."
yeah, they could have. They could have. Like this group of Yu-Gi-Oh players are actually pretty regular people. Just put it in the only way I know how.
Define normal.
Well, they're not too normal because they're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, but
Yeah.
we are not normal people, Andrew.
No.
We have
Yeah,
a
so
certain flavor of autism, probably.
that's like yeah, so it's like I like playing Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm just not super hyper competitive with it.
Yeah,
Because
I would say I'm not
the
hyper
game
competitive either.
frustrates me sometimes.
Mm. Because like I know the like the type of decks that I like to play and what I like to play against.
Mm.
And pretty much every meta deck for like the last 10 years hasn't really been what I like to play against. Like
Yeah.
it's like you said, it's all like a bunch of like super heavy negate boards and floodgates and
Oh,
stuff like
oh,
that. And
especially branded.
yeah,
When when they could just summon Albaz during your turn, and then do a soft super poly and take away 2 of your monsters.
yes, yeah. Like it's a
Like,
very powerful deck for that reason, and it's been around for a while now,
I'm like,
and
this
they
is
just
why
haven't done
people
anything
are
to stop
going to
it.
Pokemon. Because at least in Pokemon, you actually get a turn.
Yeah, true. Speaking of Pokemon, have you tried the new Pokemon Champions?
No, I have not.
It's pretty solid, dude. I'll say
The only
it is.
reason the only reason I don't want to play is because I can't have Mewtwo in it.
Maybe that will change. Maybe that will change. For the moment, Mewtwo is not in the game, but I could definitely see in the future they add Mewtwo. I mean, he's one of the most popular. I feel like they have to add him at some point.
Yeah.
But but
Well,
yeah,
that
I mean, like it's someone who's played Pokemon just as long as he's played Yu-Gi-Oh. This game as a competitive game for Pokemon is everything I ever wanted.
yeah. Like
Like
I've heard like some complaints about it. But I think that's just coming from like the die hard, competitive side of it. That like, oh, it's not the same as like that as that battle simulator, that all the pros play.
oh yeah, Pokemon Showdown, yeah, for sure. Because like in Pokemon Showdown, you don't have to earn anything. It's all just there for you to test. And
And
I
that's
still
why they
use
don't
Pokemon
like it,
Showdown.
because it just doesn't give you everything you want.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
free.
Which like
Like that's sort of like that was sort of like the complaint with Master Duel, when it first came out, was because
yeah.
like, I just don't get access to all the cards for free.
Did
Um,
they not realize that Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon
stupid
are
capitalist,
businesses?
stupid Konami, you capitalist pigs.
You're
But the
starting to
thing
sound you're
is
starting
that
to sound a little bit like Cynic's voice for Frog Tony.
but like, but the thing is like when Master Duel like first came out, and I'm going to bet like if a new person like started to get into it, like it is very generous, when it comes to like giving you gems, so that you can like get the cards you want.
It was definitely better than Duel Links. Let me put it that way. Duel
Oh
Links was a
yeah, that's
gem like
that's one of the biggest
famine.
complaints I have about Duel Links is that like it's really difficult to get the cards you want. It's basically pay to win.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Absolutely it is.
yeah, Um, but I sort of have a strategy, and it's called not buying into the boxes when there are no cards that I like to play in it.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
Like
you have to do that.
so, like also a new box is out. Does it have any heroes or gladiator beast support? No, then I'm not going into the box.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Same with me. Like that was how I mean that's how I was with Duel Links. But even still, like just trying to have a deck that could compete in the meta, just trying to
Yeah.
maintain that was still just so expensive. Master Duel was a lot better. Master Duel was a whole lot better for that. It had a lot better systems in obtaining the cards instead of
It
just
has
randomly pulling them.
crafting
You could craft
system.
them. Yeah,
Yeah,
the craft system was good.
yeah. Like, I think the crafting system is really great. That I wish Duel Links would have.
Yeah, yeah. After I started playing Master Duel, I told my friend Chandler because we were both playing Master Duel and Duel Links when they came out. I said I'm never going back to Duel Links because this is too good. The crafting system is too good in this game. I can't go back to Duel Links where I had to put money in the game if I ever actually want the cards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like
it's ridiculous.
but I always like keep Duel Links around it, because it can be like my refuge. From a meta that I don't like that's going on.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, it's been a couple of years. I'm sure I could. I'm sure they probably have given so many gifts. I could probably
like,
spam a bunch of gems.
right now is probably a good time, to delve into the Rush Duel world. Uh, because it's relatively young. So you can really get into it, and probably don't have to spend that much.
So the thing is, you said that it's not Rush Duel is not in America. So how would you even play it? Is it on Master
It's in,
Duel?
no, it's in Duel Links.
They put Rush Duel in Duel Links.
Yep. Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
they have a speed duel world. Oh yeah, they have like the speed duel side of the game and a rush duel side of the game.
Okay,
But
okay,
here's the thing. It's not completely rush duel. So so in rush duel, like you do like the 8,000 life points. Um,
okay,
but in Duel Links, like you play with 6,000.
okay, okay.
Yeah, whereas like in the speed duel of Duel Links, like you play with 4,000 life points. Just like in the anime.
Yeah, yeah.
But but with the and in Rush Duel Links, like they have skills, just like the speed duel,
Oh, okay. So
and
they've added a little bit of Duel Links to Rush Duels.
yeah, and an actual Rush Duel does not do skills. So
Right. Okay.
it's still a very different experience, but it's the only official way to play Rush Duel. When you're outside of Japan.
Yeah, yeah. Which is a shame. I think you're right. Like I think they should try it out in the international audience because
Yeah,
I mean there might genuinely be a market for it.
but the fan base has to show that it wants it.
True.
You
Yeah.
know, and it's all these diehard TCG players, that are basically gatekeeping Rush Duel from ever coming.
Hmm. See, that's my fear about the health of the game in the future is that like okay, but the ideas that I've proposed tonight about making the game easier to understand and change some of the rulings up a little bit just to make it not as complicated. Those might all be good suggestions. They might be bad, but they might be good suggestions. But
Yeah,
will the fan base be like, no, we
the
can't change
diehard
anything about the game?
the diehard players are gonna gatekeep you from are basically gonna gatekeep that out.
Yeah. See, that's my fear about the game's health is the fan base keeps people from joining because they won't let the game evolve.
Yeah. Oh, like it. It's almost like like they want the game to be the way it is now. Where it's nothing but hand traps and and like omnigate boards, unbreakable boards. And that and for me, like that's just not fun.
Yeah, and my question is like, what does that look like in 5 more years? What does the game look like after 5 more years of making unbreakable boards
Oh,
and hand
trust
traps
me.
to push?
Oh, trust me. Oh, trust me. They're gonna make deck traps.
Yeah, that's probably the next. That's the next evolution is cards that you can activate from your deck to shut down your opponent.
Not so fast. I activate my card effect for my binder.
Oh, my binder effect. Or side deck effect. Side deck. It activates from the side deck now.
Yeah, like they implement the side deck, but everything is like like a best of one now.
Oh no. Yeah, we have truly crafted a better and the worst version of Yu-Gi-Oh tonight.
Which like there was a YCS in Japan where for some reason all the matches were best of one.
That's
So it's
weird.
like so you basically made an IRL Master Duel tournament.
Essentially, yeah. It's weird. Did you
Yeah.
ever watch a YouTuber by the name of Duel Links Meta?
Decade.
Yeah, Decade. Yeah, that's what he goes by now.
Yeah.
I used to participate in his tournaments back in the day all the time.
Yeah, I used to participate in his Duel Links tournaments, back when he was doing Duel Links.
Nice. We could have actually fought each other.
I've
We could have
been
actually dueled each other and not known it.
yeah.
That would be really funny.
I was even on some feature matches.
Oh, nice. What decks did you play in Duel Links?
What do you think?
Heroes?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. What did you play
back
before
when-
Heroes were put in the game, though?
Like it was like like when the Masked Heroes first first came into Duel Links, with Masked Hero Anki, and it was like basically mostly like a Destiny Hero deck.
Yeah, Destiny Heroes. Yep.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah. I liked the meta of Duel Links for a long time. I really liked the game where it was at. The only time, like the only reason I quit was because it just became too expensive for me to keep up with.
Yeah, and and I'm especially liking Duel Links now. With the new Destiny Heroes.
Yeah. You're making me want to try Duel Links again. You're making me want to try and download the game again just to see if I can build a new deck, because like I know Duel Links in the past would be like, hey, if you didn't play in a while, here's some event stuff that happened while you were away. Here's some gems.
And like and it's weird because like around the same time when we got the new Destiny Heroes in Duel Links, the set after Chaos Origin Beyond the Brave introduces a brand new Destiny Hero support.
Oh, huh.
And the new Destiny Hero support are really good.
That's good to hear.
Like you can basically make a pure Destiny Hero deck and it will actually run very well.
That's awesome. That is great.
Yeah. Great for me. You can't escape destiny.
His voice actor was so cheesy, bro. A lot of the Yu-Gi-Oh! English voice actors.
I love that joke. I love that joke. It was like, I won't say his name, but it rhymes with Schmaden Schmooky. I love that joke.
Yeah. All of that the cast of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just, they're all hamming it up so much, but they're having a fun time.
Like it was basically Yu-Gi-Oh! It was basically GX abridged before there was even abridged.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, for real.
Because of all the jokes that they put in. But I am really sad that like we're never gonna get a season 4 dub.
Yeah. They had that Crowler duel where he summons Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem.
That's never gonna be a good episode because like they actually develop Crowler's character.
Yeah, he sacrifices himself. Spoiler alert, everyone, for a show that's 20 years old.
Yeah, he used to have he used to hate Jaden.
Yeah.
but then over time, like he actually started to respect him, and and after Jaden beat him, for his graduation duel, like he actually teared up, not because he
Yeah.
lost, but because Jaden's gonna leave,
Yeah. Yeah.
and and and, and like it is such a tearjerker to watch.
It's an awesome moment. It's great. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
They need to dub it. They need to dub it.
it's kind of like imagine like Harry Potter having a graduation battle against Snape.
Yeah. 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 Something like that. Yeah. Which careful with the Harry Potter stuff. I've never watched Harry Potter and I don't want it spoiled.
Like and like it's not really spoiling anything because because it doesn't really happen.
Yeah, I know like the character names. Like I know like who the bad guys are and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
here's a funny story actually about Harry Potter. Again, I've never watched any of the movies or read the books. I was actually banned from reading them because my mom said they were witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
Which technically, I mean, yeah, but but anyway,
Then you'll have to say the same thing about Narnia.
yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah, Narnia, but it's Christian, so it's okay. But but the funny story with Harry Potter is that I again I've never watched any of the movies or books, and the game came out, Hogwarts Legacy,
Mhm.
and people were boycotting it because J.K. Rowling just created Harry Potter, and anything Harry Potter in the future must fail because they don't like J.K. Rowling. Um,
Because because she went against the trans mob.
yeah, and it's not even that like it's not even that she's like a Republican or conservative or anything. Like she's still very liberal. She just doesn't like fully agree with everything that
She's not
people say about
their
trans
kind of
people.
liberal. She's just not their kind of liberal.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's crazy. It's
She's not
crazy.
a full-on communist.
But yeah, so I got the game simply because I saw people were boycotting it for a dumb reason. So I
Yeah.
played the game without any knowledge of the lore of Harry Potter, just despite people who were boycotting it.
Yeah. All right, so here's Mel as a as a dual academy student.
Nice, dude. I love that. I mean, like you got the
I'm sure
jacket down pat.
like I'm pretty sure the perspective on the dual disc is it's a bit off, but whatever.
Maybe it's slightly off, but I mean, it looks fine to me. At a first glance, looks fine to me. So, but yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream here because we're kind of at a point where I think we're good with the. I'm not done with mine because I was spending time putting up the
Oh, we
graphics.
still have to talk about the new animated stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Do you want to do that on
Yeah.
another stream?
Like because like I was sort of thinking that like for the next draw stream, we turn our characters into like D&D characters.
I don't know anything about D&D, so I would be in the dark
Okay.
there.
Like I think for Mel, like I think he would be a paladin. Because because a paladin is like it's like a magical knight. And he like he answers to a higher power.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That matches.
And I guess Little Miss Steel, I guess, would be a fighter.
Yeah, fighter. Like she's a fist fighter. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I could see her using like an axe or something. Like not a sword, not like a shield, because she is basically a shield in a way. But
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely she's
Yeah, I think a
100%
fighter
someone who
can
fights with her hands.
yeah, I think a fighter can use like any weapons. Um yeah, and yeah, well fighters and paladins are basically similar. But paladins are more religious.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So do you want to try and do like another stream and talk about all the shows or
Uh um um Maybe talk about the ones that we feel are more relevant. Because I'm sure not every single one is going to be. Oh, because I'm pretty sure not all of them are going to be something that's like going to take too long because they don't really say anything that much.
Yeah,
Um,
true. Like the
um,
only one that really piqued me, there's only two that really piqued my interest, which was
mm,
Absolute Batman and Starfire.
oh, really? For me, it was like like I've known for a while about my adventures with Green Lantern. That is like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
off of my adventure with Superman. I'm kind of interested in that one. Um, Batman Nightfall. That one looks pretty good.
Oh yes, that looks
I
so
don't
good.
I don't know much of the lore other than Bane breaks Batman's back.
Yes, yeah, they're doing a proper adaptation of
I heard
Bane's.
they're doing it in 3 parts.
Yes, it's a 3-part movie series, which I think will be awesome. I
Yeah,
think the
it
animation
looks
looks
really
so
good.
good.
Yeah, like it's wild. The amount of stuff that Warner Brothers Animation has announced, because I feel like they're pulling all the stops before like the Paramount merger.
Oh yeah, Doomsday. Yeah.
And yeah, so like the Starfire one, I have not heard any, but I've seen the image of it. Like it she kind of looks like her Teen Titans Go counterpart.
Yeah, let me look up this Starfire animated series. Let me see if I can find any images about it cuz all I can see is the oh, here we go. First look at Teen Titans Starfire show. Is this legit? Is this legit? It looks like it's legit. Yeah. So she does kind of look like she's a sort of fusion of the Teen Titans Go and Teen Titans 03 style a
Yeah,
little bit. Like she's got more of the colors of 03.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we also got announced of a dynamic duo animated movie.
That was announced a while back and there's finally
Yeah, but
starting to
we
be some
haven't.
more info
Well,
on
like,
it.
yeah, like they announced the title, but they didn't really say what it was about.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
Up
yeah.
until today, where it's basically about Nightwing and Red Hood, sort of like a buddy cop kind of anime movie, which I think sounds fun.
Yeah, it sounds fun. It'll definitely be like a different than the usual lore, but I'm down for it if they
But
can tell a fun story with it.
I'm willing to bet like this is still part of like James Gunn's DCU, and
Could be.
maybe we can get an actual little glimpse of Batman.
That would be awesome, dude. I mean, we got a tiny glimpse of Batman in Creature
Yeah,
Command.
from the Creature Commandos
Yeah.
show, of which they also announced season 2 for that.
I am feeding my dog. Hold on.
Yep. Yeah. Yes, I'm gonna keep talking while he feeds his dog.
Sorry for the loud crunch. I already did it.
Yeah, so and they announced season 2 for Creature Commandos. So
Yes.
I guess that's good.
I liked Creature Commandos. I thought it was pretty good. There was a couple of things
Um,
that I was
that's
kind of
that's
about, but for the most part, it's really good.
that's that's something a Nazi would say.
I love that character, man. I love him
Yeah, I
so
love
much. GI Robot is so good.
and he gets like this big Hulkbuster body.
Yeah, that's gonna be funny in season 2. My favorite character out of that is definitely Dr. Phosphorus.
Oh yeah. Sort of the Blight looking guy.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, he came before Blight, and
Yeah,
the people who were making like
Batman
uh,
Beyond.
Bruce Timm, and all the people who were making the show Batman Beyond didn't even know that Dr. Phosphorus looked like that in the comics. They
Yeah,
accidentally created the same character and just gave him a different name.
yeah, and
And then you have Atomic Skull, which is also a
yeah,
skull man with a green flame thing. It's just-
yeah. Though in some iterations, like he has like a purple flame, like in Superman versus the Elite.
oh yeah. I actually I watched that movie recently.
It's a
And
really good movie.
it is probably
the
I
best
dare to say
Superman
this. It
animated
might be
movie
one of
ever.
the best Superman movies, period.
Yeah. Um, and 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 I was really surprised that we're getting absolute Batman animated series.
I love that. I think that's going to be
Please,
awesome.
everybody, please watch this. Please watch this because if this does good enough, like they could actually do an entire absolute universe animated series and give us absolute Superman.
Yeah, I would 100% rather have a bunch of series of the absolute comics than what My Adventures with Superman is doing. Which, granted, there's some things I like about My Adventures with Superman, but I hate the villain designs.
Yeah, like some of the villain designs are mediocre. But season 3 seems like it's probably going to be the best season. Like
I'm willing to give it a shot,
yeah,
but it's got to
'cause, like,
impress me. Otherwise, I'm abandoning ship.
because like it's basically going to be doing Reign of the Superman, but they're skipping the Death of Superman.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen they got Superboy, they got the Cyborg Superman, which by the way, that movie was pretty good too. The movie where
Yeah,
they the
Death
reign of
of
Superman.
yeah, Death of Superman and Reign of the Superman.
Yeah,
Um,
those were good. Those were good.
like I sort of have a theory about the Superboy that I think that like okay, so this show has done DBZ references before, with Kara, literally, in season 2, like
Yes.
literally dressed up like Android 18.
Yeah,
Um,
100%. They love
that
anime on the show.
that I'm willing to bet this Superboy is not Connor Kent's Superboy, but John Kent's Superboy, but from the future.
Yep. I have that same opinion too. I think he is Clark and Lois's son.
Yeah,
100%.
because like he has the same. Yeah, because he has like very similar skin tone as Lois.
Yep, he even kind of looks like them.
Yeah,
And there's a screenshot where, or a part in the trailer where he kind of, it looks like he's sort of acting like Lois a little bit. Like
yeah,
I 100% believe that theory.
and um I and no doubt Seal is probably gonna get involved, and I hope he gets an upgrade of his suit because when
Yes,
I think it was either season 1 or 2 when they first introduced him,
it was
and
two. It was two.
yeah, I did not really like his mecha Steel suit,
It was. That's the problem with the show's designs for a lot of their characters. It's very generic. It's
yeah,
very anime, but it's very generic, and it doesn't look like the characters. Like Livewire looks nothing like Livewire,
yeah.
and
Slade Slade is slowly becoming the Slade that we know.
slowly but surely, yes.
Yeah,
I was not a fan of that season 1 design. When he got the eye patch, it got a little bit better, but to me, he still doesn't act
but
like Slade.
but I also really liked that they sort of changed how Parasite worked.
Oh yeah, I love Parasite.
Yeah,
That's an
yeah, I
awesome take
really
on
liked
Parasite.
sort of the change in Parasite. Oh yeah, and a redhead guy named Alex is like
Yeah.
it's like come on, show, like we know that's Lex
Yeah.
Luthor.
Yeah. That's Luther before the baldness kicked in.
Though I actually wouldn't mind if he never goes bald. Like I actually
Oh, oh man. They might keep him not
yeah,
bald until like the last episode. Like
and
Superman's like, I'm gonna punish you for all of your crimes, and he takes
so
a razor and just cuts off all his hair.
so like have you like seen like the first 2 episodes of season 3?
I have not yet. No.
Okay, so they did bring in Bizarro.
Yes, I have seen a clip of that, and he's like
Oh,
this big
he
anime
is such a
boy.
good boy. He's a good boy. I want to protect him.
I saw a post comparing him to Frankenstein, and I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
really cool.
he is a clone. Which there have been iterations of Bizarro. Like, he's either a failed clone or he's from Bizarro World, and I guess they're going with the clone version.
Yeah.
But he
I
does,
prefer that way more.
but yeah, and I wouldn't say Frankenstein. Like he's not like mentally developed. Like,
Yeah.
he has a very childish mind.
Well, Frankenstein's monster was kind of like that too, or at
Yeah.
least it was in the recent adaptation that I watched last year. That was a really good
Yeah.
movie, by the way. But so
Yeah.
like, there's a possibility that Bizarro could start off like kind of like like a child, and then
Hmm.
develop his own like feelings and thoughts and stuff like that as time goes on,
Yeah.
and he might become
I'm
a
very
threat.
I'm very interested in what they do with him, in later episodes.
Yeah, he's interesting. And I will say this, once again, not a huge fan of the design, but I did like their take on Brainiac. I did think he was pretty interesting how they did
Which
him and
okay,
Supergirl.
okay, did you like recognize Brainiac's voice?
I did, but I've forgotten his name now.
So have you seen the Dark Knight Returns animated adaptation?
Ah, it's
The one that
been a
Yeah, the one
while.
that is like the one that's based on like the Frank Miller comic.
Yeah. He's fighting Superman in the mech
So
suit.
so the guy who did the voice of the Dark Knight Returns Joker did the voice of Brainiac.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Yeah, because like the minute I heard like how he how he talks, I was like, that sounds so familiar. Like, come on, Kara. Like, but like just the way he says Kara, but like it instantly, like I instantly recognize that voice, and I had to look up, who he voiced, and then and then check the Dark Knight Returns uh list, and sure enough, it was the same guy.
Oh yeah. That's cool. I can do that. Like nowadays, like I really value voice acting as like a skill, because
Yeah,
I pick up the same, like every time I'm watching a show, I'm like, Clancy Brown, or
yeah,
Steve Bloom.
and and the guy who's doing the voice of Superman, is
Jack Quaid. Yep.
yeah, Huey from The Boys,
Yep.
which
Yep. I think he's
which
pretty
is
good.
actually a good voice for Superman in
I
this
think he's
version.
good. He's a little too high pitched in his voice for me personally, but I think he's all right.
I'm like, I think he's a very charming Superman voice.
He's very friendly sounding. Like, they
Yeah,
got the friendliness of Superman 100% down in this show,
yeah,
for sure.
and and like I just love that first episode where 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 like Clark was like basically telling Lois that he wants to make babies. That like
Yeah.
he wants to buy like this farm property with like 3 bed and 2 bathroom. It's like, oh, he wants some babies.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, which makes me convinced all the more that the Superboy that they're gonna have in this season is actually gonna be John Kent's Superboy.
Yeah. I mean, all signs kind of point to it. I would be shocked if they didn't do that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
even in the opening, where you see Superboy kind of fade out. At first I thought it was like, oh, is this Superboy gonna die in this season? But the more I think about it, it's like, oh no, he's probably just gonna go back to his timeline, Trunk style.
Yeah. Most likely that's how they're gonna do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and surprisingly, we've also got an announcement of a animated Thundercats movie.
Okay. Haven't
Which
had one of those in a
which
while.
which I rather them do animated than live action.
Oh yeah,
Um
100%.
the He-Man movie, which I saw, like I thought it was really fun. And and despite not doing very well at the box office, they did greenlit for a sequel.
Yeah, the He-Man movie, I have not seen it, but I have heard from too many people that the movie is good. So I
You know,
can't I
it's not
can't
the greatest thing
complain about it.
ever, but it's but it's really good.
It's just a fun movie. Like, I kind of
Yeah,
think from like, I've seen the clip of the fight scene between He-Man and
yeah,
Skeletor. It's awesome. It is completely ridiculous, but it is
yeah.
awesome. I love it. It's
But it kind of embraces its silliness.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. To me, it's almost in like the same vein, not quite the same thing, but sort of like I think I would go to watch this movie for the same reason I would watch a Michael Bay Transformers movie because of
Yeah,
the action and the jokes of it. Like
yeah.
I would just go for those reasons for Michael Bay movies. So I feel like if I ever watch He-Man, it'll probably just to be to have a laugh.
And and I don't know if this was the intention of the movie, but it kind of feels like this movie was basically about like embracing your masculinity.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like there's a scene where He-Man is talking to Man at Arms, and and this was a very good line coming from Man at Arms. You know, because He-Man spent most of his time on our Earth, seeing how beta male, it is now. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and Man at Arms makes a very good point. That when the barbarians are at the gate, it's not the poets who are going to be in the front lines.
Yeah. It's gonna be the man.
You're going to be the real men. And, yeah, and I just really like that it's about embracing your masculinity, but also like that like He-Man tried diplomacy with Skeletor, and and when Skeletor basically told him that like there is no changing in me, dude. Like I like being evil, and and once he said that, he was like, all right, gloves off.
Yep, yep. Yeah, I like a villain who's just evil and enjoying it, like Palpatine. Like Palpatine
or
is a
like or,
villain who enjoys being a villain.
or like Scar. I am
Yeah,
the king. I
Scar.
can do
Yeah,
whatever I want.
yeah. It seems like the common like thing nowadays for modern Hollywood movies and especially remakes is to try and like make it a little more sympathetic for villains. Like, no, I want my villains
Oh, he's
evilly
not evil.
cackling.
He's just misunderstood.
I want my villains doing a musical number about how evil they are and how much they enjoy it. I want my
Yeah.
villains to be that obnoxious, please.
And I'm actually glad that like they don't make Skeletor like they don't try hard with Skeletor. Like they don't really try to make him threatening. And they actually make him a goof.
Yeah, he seems like just a walking joke the
Yeah.
entire movie from the trailers and stuff.
Like I think there was like an end credit, where Evil Lyn like picks up like his skull, and I think you hear like the original voice of Skeletor going, "I'll get you next time, He-Man."
That'd be
No,
awesome. I would love
no,
that.
I think it would be perfect. If you just hear him say, "Until we meet again,"
Yeah.
just like in the memes.
Yeah. That's the
So
thing,
the
like,
advertisements have been
He-Man
doing.
has stuck around culturally for how ridiculous Skeletor is. Like,
I'm like, even like the advertising like has like just embraced like the memes. Like the way Skeletor, does like his sexy wind down pose.
yes.
Oh,
Uh,
like I'm glad that that they just embraced the memery and the silliness of Skeletor.
yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, this is another Jared Leto movie that has
But
not done well at the box office, man.
well, yeah, but like Jared Leto, like he did not do a really bad job as Skeletor. Like
Yeah, it seems like
I
he
thought he
does
did
a
pretty good.
genuinely good job.
Yeah, like he didn't need to do that much.
Yeah. I don't like Jared Leto as a person. As an actor, I think he's okay, but he
Yeah,
has this trail of movie bombs that just keeps following. Tron Ares is a good
yeah.
movie. It is a good movie. I would even dare to say that it's a great movie. It's got a lot of good things in it.
Don't
Uh,
at him.
And Jared Leto for his part for the character that he plays, the robotic stiff acting, it works. It
Yeah,
works for the character. But like, yeah, they could have gotten anybody else to do this.
yeah.
and it would have
Uh,
been way better. I honestly think he's part of the reason why the movie was not successful. I think he's part of the reason why. I think a lot of people didn't want to go to the movie to see him for many reasons.
and that's
And
probably yeah, like, and that's probably why they did that end credit, where they changed his voice, so that they can say like, oh, we could just have someone else be Skeletor, and and nobody will care.
yeah, I mean, like I don't think anyone would be bothered by it for sure. But but yeah, I mean, like this. And the sad part is that like these movies are not it's not worth instantly dooming these movies just because Jared Leto is in them. There are
Yeah,
tons of other actors who are like not Jared Leto in these movies that did a good job in trying to make their characters work and make and the film editors and the filmographers and the all the people that work into the movie. It's not fair to condemn a movie because of one actor, I
yeah,
think. But it's just for a director, it's a different story because I will never watch another Taika Waititi movie.
yeah,
Even if it's got Jenna Ortega in it, I'm still not going to watch that movie
yeah,
unless it's free. And I will only be watching it for Jenna Ortega.
yeah.
Have you watched the Wednesday series?
No.
It's genuinely pretty good.
Hmm.
There's some schlock love triangle bullcrap that I hate, but I know a lot of people like that, so I can't say that the series is worse for it because that's just my personal preference. But
Yeah,
it's genuinely like it's just fun. It's just a fun little series.
yeah.
And
Uh,
season two was much better than season one.
yeah. Uh, I think they also announced like a animated crypto show, and I'm like, and I'm like, I'm like, dude, just stop with crypto, please.
We already had an animated crypto show.
Yeah, but I guess but they want it to be based on like the DCU crypto.
Oh, okay. They wanted to have synergy. Gotcha. Okay. I mean, am I gonna watch it? No, but maybe some kids will enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah. My only thing is with the Starfire show. I
yeah,
wanted it to be closer to Teen Titans 03. I wanted it to be that, but I've heard that it's 11-minute episodes. And
mm,
that to me just sounds like it's gonna be Teen Titans Go, but just Starfire.
yay,
And I don't want that. No one wants that. People we want for a while I was like, we need a season 6 of Teen Titans. Nowadays, I'm not so sure because I feel like they would potentially ruin it. And I would rather them not do anything than ruin it.
and
But on
and,
the
and
other hand, I would just love to see the original show back with all the voice actors while they're still around because Greg Sipes is not in the best condition right now because of
also I heard
Parkinson's.
he got fired from from being Beast Boy.
He did. He got fired. And it was mainly. I mean, it's because of his performance. Like he is getting worse at the job because of Parkinson's. But at the same time, like I feel like that's just incredibly cruel. Like
Yeah,
this guy
yeah,
has
'cause,
voiced your character for 20 plus years, and you're gonna fire him because he's got Parkinson's.
yeah.
It
But
just, I just that doesn't sit right with me. But surprise, surprise, a ultra rich $1 million company is doing cruel things to its people. What a
no,
shock!
and and like Peyton, the guy who does the voice of Cyborg, like is heavily hinting that there will be Teen Titans season 6.
Him and Tara Strong have been saying stuff like that for a while, though. They've been saying
Yeah,
that for years. So I, I genuinely don't know if it will ever happen. Like I
I
think
don't think it will. Because if they can't get Greg Sipes back, then there's kind of no point.
yeah, like it would have to be. And here's the other thing too, and this is something that I've thought about in recent times because I watched. John Perlman's getting pretty old.
Yeah,
He's pretty old, man, and I mean, he can still do the voice of Slade, sure, but there's no guarantee we're gonna have him in the next couple of years. You know, you hate to say
Yeah,
that, but you gotta if you're gonna do it while everyone's still here, still alive. You know,
that or like just completely reboot.
and that would be scary.
But we also got some really sad news. The Larry Boy movie is no longer in development.
What?
No,
They were making a Larry Boy movie?
yeah, they were gonna make a Larry Boy movie and they canceled it. Why?
Oh man, I remember watching those back in the day, bro.
Yeah.
Veggie Tales, classic stuff. Classic. But anyways, I feel like we've kind of hit all the points we wanted to hit on this
yeah, I think
stream.
we did.
Yeah, we
But
talked
that's
about the
all like,
animation, we talked about Yu-Gi-Oh! And did our drawings and stuff. So,
yeah.
but yeah,
And maybe next time I'll talk about what I thought about the Supergirl movie.
yeah, and if I mean, if you want, we can because I'm definitely gonna watch the Supergirl movie from now till like sometime either this weekend or next or sometime during the week. But
Yeah.
if you want, we can do a stream on your channel and then do a stream on my channel if we just want to alternate. I'm down
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, we can yeah, we can probably try that.
Yeah, maybe try and invite some other people on and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
We should definitely try to get Mandy Summers on. No, Mandy, no. Mindy.
Mindy,
I,
Mindy on.
I finally got to do that when I got to meet him.
Oh yeah, you got to meet him in person. How was that?
Like I kind of wanted to talk about when she's there, so we can kind of like
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
You can both reminisce on that. Yeah, okay.
yeah, but like but I finally got to do hello, Mindy.
I can just imagine the goosebumps as soon as she heard that.
Yeah, she was like, no.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, but we can definitely try and invite her on. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and head off for tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. No one chatted anything, so I'm left to assume that no one watched this. But if you watched this and were silent, thank you for at least doing that.
Yeah.
And everyone who watched the VOD, what are you doing? I'm kidding. But anyway, that's all for me tonight, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you, Andrew, for coming on the stream.
Yeah. It was fun.
Until next time, peace out.